Hello. Well, I can see sound going out, so hopefully it's working. Good morning. Welcome to Sunday. Hello, Michael. How are you? I can see that you are there. And I know you're there because we chatted a moment ago, but that's okay. All right, let's just start up. Actually, you know what I should do that I didn't do because I'm silly is I want to go back to Steam because I want the manual, which should be down here somewhere. There's the link to the thing, and I want the manual because I want to go through the manual just briefly because it's such a good one. All right then. And yes, hello back to Michael. So, our manual, which I think should be on the screen now, we have got a route map, which I kind of wish I'd printed, to be honest with you, and stuck it on the wall, but there you go. We'll live with that. And, more importantly, you have the setup instructions for the train. Michael's a bit quiet, apparently. Turned him up.
Yep.
Okay, we have got the usual keys, except there's a couple of special ones for this. So, cycling the destinations on the PIS on the front, F7 and F8. They are new to this, and the train brake recharge is the release. Is that the release brakes key for normal? No, it's not. It's just different keys, so semicolon. The other thing that's worth having a look at, there's a bit of an explanation of ATC and the code change points, which is good to read. But the most important bit is they explain all of the signalling, and it is so much, and it is so complex. And Brandon did such a bloody good job of it that you actually have to know all this stuff. So what I do is I just stick the manual off to one side. Okay, so let's just start by having a relaxing moment, because I'm still having my breakfast. Hello, Chicago. Because I am still drinking my coffee. Excuse me. I've at least had some toast. Ooh, I had no idea that this thing worked in Ralphan mode, that you could look around. Oh, now I can't. That's weird. So we're going to watch some trains for a little while I drink my coffee. Because, you know, it's the same to you guys. How's that for mean? So we're at Forest Hills. We appear to be in winter, and there's some of those signals I was talking about. So there's three vertical ones. I forgot which way around. Are they clear or not? You know, if we... Oh, wait, too late, look at his signal. There goes an M7. Now, if you're having performance troubles with this route, turn off dynamic lighting in the game, and it will make the world of difference. I don't struggle too much. I do get frame rates down into about the 17s occasionally, but I have seen people going down into the 5s. So, if you're one of those people that's having trouble, I like this building here. I wonder what it used to be. It looks like it's apartments now, but I wonder if it always was. Or if it was a silo of some kind. It's cool. Where's that next train coming from? Hello, Crazy Dash. How are you? I know you're a little bit familiar with this route. We're just Ralph-fanning at the moment because I'm having some coffee because I got up late. Moa trains. Bring us Moa trains. Where are they? It is a very New York feel of building they've got around here, which is pretty cool. And I think there's been some amazing work going to the stations because these are new assets. And they're quite cool. Do you notice that? I drank in time with the guy on the platform. Let me go down there and go next to him. G'day, brother. Just sharing a brew here. Is there anyone on cat cam today? No. No cats on cat cam. So how are people going anyway? So Crazy's doing good. He just got a haircut after a month. Yeah, I'm kind of due for one if you can't tell. I think my AI thing cuts actually most. In fact, I'm rubbing my hand over my head. Well, you can see it now. Um, yeah, I need a haircut. And we will be doing our draw for the LIRR key later on this morning. There are 5 people who have made it into the draw, which is cool. And Crazy Dad says he has done just a little bit of research on the LIRR. No great surprises there. How are you finding the route? How do you find the accuracy of station placement and the look of the stations, especially the nice detailed ones like this one? Do I hear one coming from behind me as well? I do. Clearly nothing stops at Forest Hills. All right. Coffee's done. But I think we've still got a little bit of rail fan to do. So why not? That's kind of fun, to be honest with you. I still sound a bit all stuffed up because I am.
Poor passengers.
G'day. You expecting a train? Do you know your fingers go right through your phone? You must be a superwoman or something. And there's this guy. Is that a Rubik's Cube? That's a Windows phone. You must be the only one left who are using it. How you doing? Where'd you go? Oh, you are. Waiting for a train? Yeah? Yeah, they don't stop. Don't know why. None of them seem to stop. What else we got? Oh, he's a man with a very serious hat. At least it's not red. Could be worse. And he's wearing a skivvy. Do people still wear turtleneck skivvies? I guess you might in the snow. Here comes a train. Maybe this one will stop for you. What do you reckon? It's on the stopping track. Is it going to stop? Crazy Dash says, all he will say is it looks a lot more realistic than the TSW version, and he doesn't live in the New York area. Neither do I, but I've been there a lot. And in places, they have done an exact replication of what's around the line. And they've even got my grandfather's apartment building in it, which is kind of cool. But in places, it's not all that accurate. But that's okay. It looks good, and it captures the New York feel, which is the most important thing to me. Is, do kind of like the city. Have got family there. Got lots of friends there. Friends have probably talked to more often than family, to be honest with you. I think the family and I have chatted since, when was the last time? Probably about the mid-80s. Could be dead for all I know. They all live in Queens, so I doubt it. Should probably chat to them. Looking cool. I think Michael's a bit loud now. I'll turn him down a little bit. Let's go have a look at this silo building. I'm kind of curious. So I've never been to Forest... Well, I might have been to Forest Hills. I might have been through it. Now, it looks like it was some kind of a church-style building or a university-style building, doesn't it? Maybe a fire station. Because it's got those great big doors in the bottom. They're not doors now, but I think they probably would have been at some point in time, just judging by the shape. That's cool. We can make stuff up. Maybe that's where they hung the hoses to dry them. See, we can make anything up we want. All good. I'll have to have a look and see what this building is, because I'm curious now. No, we just got slammed into it by another building. It's kind of nice in the sun too, doesn't it? But we're here to see trains, aren't we? Better go back to the trains. Back to Forest Hills. Here we go. Let's walk up the stairs. Up we go. Oops, I missed. Must be drunk. Oh, there's a train coming. We're going to miss the train. Where's the stairs? There they are. Oh, this is difficult. There it is. That's what you call just-in-time management. Very cool. Are there any people on this platform to go and annoy? Oh, better buy a ticket. touch screen to start. You know, you're going to hate me, New Yorkers, but yeah, I kind of helped put that in. G'day. How you going? Do you know you're standing in a wall? Is that, at all uncomfortable? It's, and you've got socks on. Where are your shoes? What are you doing? You're out in New York in the snow and you've only got socks on. It's no wonder you look confused. And there's a bloke here he's got his foot in the concrete. He's pretty good too. No, he's got his foot in the snow. Yeah, I'll put up with that. That's okay. You gonna stop, train? Oh, it's slowing down. What happens if you go inside a train in rail fan mode? I don't think I've ever tried. You know we're gonna. If this crashes the game, this could be funny. Hello. How you doing? Just thought I'd come for a ride. I think I'm in the back of a chair. Let's move forward a bit. There we go.
Finally, we get two that stop.
Yeah, at the same time. I don't know what's actually going to happen now. I think I'll just end up going through all these people when it moves. We'll see. Yes, Colonel Failure did miss a train at Hamburg. It's sad when you miss your own train. Can I yank that? No. Yep, we're going to find out. Doors closing. Ah, sorry. This would be funny if I just go through people, won't it? Some of these people sit in the middle of two seats. They're those rude kind of people. I hope no one gets epilepsy in the viewing. And this train's going to go through much quicker. There we go. No, stop! I'm stuck in the track! Don't do it! Don't do it! Stop! Ah! Now tell the truth. Were you watching the bottom of the train or were you watching the passengers' legs that were going overhead? I don't know, you lot. Can't take you anywhere. Okay. It's time for the real scenario. Alrighty. I still only have one route installed after my small unmitigated disaster the other day. And what are we going to run? We're going to run On the Clock Part 1. So let's get on with it. Now, if you've got this route, what do you think of it? Now, I've got head tracking turned on, and I've got set up the train and await further instructions, and I've got rail driver. So this could get really confusing. Let's just turn him on, and got to find the rail driver without moving my head. I've got to get you out of a max brake. You can still get into emergency with rail driver. That's a bit annoying. No, wrong way. I want to do max brake. Max brake. Come on. Max brake. Max brake. Yeah. We're going to move to track 16. Very good. Max brake. I'm not finished setting up. Leave me alone. I've had a bad day. Alright, that should be fine. Hopefully it won't read the rail driver at any time because that doesn't match the rail driver's position. Marker lights off. Headlights will turn on. And charge. Chicago says he's doing Cane Creek with the Sherman Hill SD42 with the updated and real sounds. Well, you think they're updated and real, but really they're just as fake as everybody else's. Alright, that should mean our train is now set up and ready to go. So let's just get rid of the HUD because we're driving straight into the station. Hopefully the track's set for us. Bit of honking. I haven't got a letter turned on yet. It's that one, isn't it? Yep. Good. Can't be properly annoyed with that letter. Hello, Lowtech 420. Let me turn this right down because I'm going to shout at you otherwise. I only turned it down for me, hopefully. I'm using a proper track IR, which I bought from a local supplier that claimed it was Australian stock, but when it turned up, it was all written in German, so I doubt it very much. It's kind of cool because you can do things like look over there and look over there, and you can look down at the dash, and you can do really funny things, which I'll show you when we're outside. I personally find it amusing because the field of view system does not expect you to do one of the things that you can do, but I'm not going to bother doing it in the dark. LIRR. I'm just limited to 10 down here, so even though I've got a double dash on the track speed and 15 on the ATC, I do have to... I get a little bit of leeway because, as you can see, I did go up to 12 there briefly. You have to stay at 10 in Penn Station and in the yard. So we're coming into Penn now. I didn't actually check that all the points were set, so I hope they are. Well, this could be a short trip. Oh, we are Atlantic. Oh, maybe we are. I thought this started at Penn, but no, we're probably... Yeah, let's have a look. Centre player. No, we're at Penn. I thought so. I did think we were at Penn. Oh, and I'm doing 16 miles an hour. Why hasn't it killed me? Maybe you can do 15 at Penn. I always thought you could only do 10. Oh, now it's so quiet I can't hear Michael talk. I'll turn up a little bit. Alrighty, and I'll try and not be too annoying with my head tracker. Maybe you can do 15 in the yard and 10 inside Penn Station. Maybe that's it. Because I'm sure I've been stopped for doing more than 10 in here. And I apologise for the cursor that keeps turning up because I forgot to turn it off. Ah, Crazy Dash says New York Penn's 15. Let's go. More power. There we go. That'll be quicker. I had a driver installed last night that with Windows 11 that reset everything. So I had to go through OBS, and it was a good thing that I sat down to do some recording last night. I was recording all of my stuff for the new Isle of Wight that will it will premiere on... Hey, this lady's walking in air. Hello. It will premiere on the 19th at 6 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, which, as you may notice, is a bit before it releases. So I was recording all that stuff, and let's just get my stopping point right, so I'll turn that back on. It's probably about where it says 6 to 12 unit, I would guess. Probably about there. Alright, let's get our doors open. Let's have a quick look outside. So Penn is the same old asset we know, love, hate, whatever. It's had a few little touch-ups here and there, but it is the same asset. And I've got my lights right. What about down the back? Are they right down the back? I can hear another train opening and closing. We have got tail lights on down the back, which is fantastic. We can watch our people from here. No one's doing anything much at the moment. Ooh, made the platform disappear. It's not letting me move back up again, but that's okay. TSC, everybody. Alright, we'll stay down here on the track then. I don't care. There's that man with his Windows phone again. Ooh, he walks fast. He's going somewhere in a New York minute. Okay, engineer, our first stop is at Woodside. Yay! Honk. And the alerter didn't go off, which is cool. In this train, it's unusual, and the alerter will go off if you don't touch the master controller, the stick, or the horn within a 25-second period, unless you're in max brake. There's a 12 unit sign down there on the tracks. So we're cruising along with almost no acceleration whatsoever into the darkness of New York Penn. Do you mean the sounds for the M7 Chicago, who's saying the dynamic brakes on the updated sounds are really off? Or do you mean the train that you're driving that's completely not relevant to anyone at the moment? A letter. And I have to say thank you very much to Brandon, aka Cactus Juice, who spotted my video before. That's better. Who spotted my video before and corrected my mistakes in the signalling. I'm not allowed to go that fast yet. I'm losing points. I'm losing points. I don't want to lose points. Who am I kidding? I don't really care about points. But I'll do the right thing because I'm streaming a game. Ah, the loco that you're driving. Yes, let's talk about your relevant loco, shall we? So you updated the sounds and you don't like them. Oh well. That's mods for you. You can always uninstall it. Am I allowed to go fast yet? I want to go fast. There we go. Now there you saw, I don't know if you noticed, but we're experiencing one of the bugs at the moment in that the traction sounds are rather quiet. And I don't know if you noticed, but the brake assurance light started to flicker a little bit. That's a TSC core bug. So hopefully we'll get our traction sounds back, because I like them. Let's go up to full power. The rail driver can't actually get to full power in this train. But hopefully we'll get our traction sounds back at some point. Here's our little signal up there. They kind of remind me of one of the robots in Futurama. One of the evil robots has got a head like that signal. And given the Futurama people, some of them did live in New York, it wouldn't surprise me that much if they saw that signal and went, there's a robot head. The ones up here are the ones I'm talking about. They just look like a little angry robot. Can robots get angry? Don't know. I know we're travelling through a tunnel now that's not reflecting my headlights, but that's okay. Well, the alerter still works, even if the traction sounds don't. Oh no, maybe they are working, just really quiet. That's okay. We're coming through the Long Island City shaft. Coming under the river. Wouldn't want to be down here if it let go, would you? That would be a little bit embarrassing. Just going to turn off my head tracking for a moment. And have some tea. And of course the alerter goes off now. Are you guys hearing traction sounds, or is it just me that can't hear them? We are cruising along. Coming out of the tunnel now. Yeah, we need some windscreen wipers. Let's get some windscreen wipers going. There we go. Is that signal really... No, that's not for me. It's on the left. It's okay. It's okay. Don't panic. This one's my signal. It's not green, but that's okay. And we have a 40 zone coming up. The train has put the brakes on for me, and I can now take control back. This train is quite different to the one in TSW. The one in TSW, if you get a speed downgrade warning, let me just get rid of that for a moment. If you get a speed downgrade warning on the ADU here, this device in the middle, then you have to brake and maintain the brake assurance rate. But in this one, it does it. So it just starts braking and it just takes over for you. And that reflects reality. You'll find the driving of this train is fairly realistic because in the beta group for it, we've got a warning to come down to 40 there, but we already were because we're in dice. and back to 60, but not yet. In the beta group for this, there were some real train people. We shouldn't have too far to go to Woodside, so let me just turn my HUD back on as we pick up some speed. I can just hear the traction sounds, they're just very quiet. The ambient sounds are actually higher than the traction sounds, which is a bit sad. Yeah, I think that you're right there, Crazy Dash. The scenarios do mostly run in adverse light conditions. The Saturday ones during the day. Apologies for my voice sounding so phlegmy today. It's just the joys of a cold finishing up. Oh, I promised I was going to show you something funny, wasn't I? Here, watch this. We look out the window and turn around. Hey, there's no train, but there's people. Look at that. And an alerter. And a station. You want all the brakes. Well, not really all the brakes. See, that's what happens when your field of view camera system has no clue that you can do that. It doesn't know that it needs to draw the train. Because it thinks, you couldn't look from that, because the only way that you can look at that is from outside using the 2 key, which is outside the station right now. So it works fine from the 2 key. More brakes, more brakes, and my voice is going. Oh no, I've got a stream to do and my voice is going. It's pretty funny, isn't it? What a time for your voice to go. Alright, let's get the doors open. Ah, that's better. I'll just drink more liquid. It'll be fine. Actually, you know what I could do? Let me just turn off the mic for this, though. I didn't turn the mic off. God, I turned off the head tracker instead of the mic. You had to listen to that. I'm sorry. Woodside's one of the stations that's had some good attention. It's quite nice, quite realistic. So I quite like it. It's almost time to go. Let's jump back in the cab. Nah, let's shut the doors before we jump back in the cab. We want to watch it. Because you'll notice our little lights work. So we've got our red lights that tell us the doors are open. And we've got our little light here, which is yellow right now. And I got points. I never get points. And our little yellow light should turn into a little red light. Or not. Maybe I've got that wrong. I thought it turned into a red light after that. But that's okay. How's our signal? I can't see it anymore. We'll just assume it's good. Away we go. Oh, there are some traction noises there. They're just really quiet, aren't they? Maybe I just turned it down too low. You can see the brake assurance thing flashing again. That, unfortunately, is just a core with the way the game works. Alert! So we had 5 entries for the key. And it was a good one, because it's subscribers only, this one. Not that I checked or anything. But because I only put it out on the channel and on my Twitter, which no one follows, I think we're quite safe in saying it's only subscribers. And we have a go-ahead up there. Fast approaching our speed limit. And we're heading for Jamaica. And that's where you have the age-old dad joke. My daughter didn't want to do her homework. Jamaica? How terrible is that? You notice I made a clean version of that dad joke? Because, you know, the other version's not really appropriate. Up to 70 miles an hour now. Well, nearly there anyway. We're going to be cruising through a few stations here. And Chicago says he requested to be in the giveaway. And what did you say in your request to be in the giveaway, Chicago? What was your last sentence? Now, I did include you, but I thought your last sentence was a little bit naughty. And I didn't hear you then, Michael, so I think I blocked my ears when I blew my nose. When I rudely didn't turn off my microphone, even though I thought I did. But at least I turned off the head tracker, so that didn't go flying everywhere. We have some quite hard-edged clouds up there, don't we? I'm just thinking across the middle there. That's quite a hard edge. That's okay. No, I didn't say it was rude. I said it was naughty. And I, of course, didn't do anything when the speed went up to 80. Hopefully we won't be late. I'll briefly show you outside. Oop, there's the alerter. We've got to be a little bit careful with going outside, because you have to come back for the alerter. We're coming up to where we were rail fanning. I think we should pop outside again and have a look, don't you? Hello, Forest Hills. How are you doing? Now, there's a Forest Hills in Melbourne, and my mum lives there. Coming up on Kew Gardens now, which is pretty much anything but. But there's a Kew Gardens in Melbourne as well. That's because we're also imaginative and we steal the English names. And I'd better start slowing down. Let's get back in the cab, because I thought that might be going off. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I've got brake assurance on. I'm still getting a penalty brake. Alright, it's given up now. Good. And we have to come down to 30 miles an hour. I did that well, didn't I? See what I mean? You can't go outside. But we survived. We're still going. We didn't get forced to stop. If you get forced to stop, this light comes on. It's positive stop. Then you're stuffed. Yeah. I know. You let me all you want. So you kind of have to pay attention driving the LIRR. I think you were naughty, Chicago. Do you want me to read it? We can get the chat to think you were naughty or not. Oops, I'm going too fast. Naughty me. See, it's not very permissive when you go over the track speed. If you go over the ATC speed, it gives you a little bit of grace. But if you go over the track speed, no, it just smacks you. Which is okay. Wouldn't surprise me that much if I get interrupted soon. Changing tracks. Because my mother-in-law's here at the moment. She's 85 and doesn't really understand streaming. So she'll just see me playing a game and go, I need you to do something for me. We have a change to 40, but we're still restricted to 30 on the ATC. And we had the alerter go off all at once. Isn't that exciting? And we're coming up on Jamaica. We've changed all the way over to the other tracks. Now, what's funny is I actually thought I understood the signals, and I declared what this one was in my tutorial. It's come down to 20 miles an hour. There we go. We've made the brake assurance rate, but we're also getting a penalty brake at the same time because I didn't get there quick enough. Hello, Train Master. How are you? Good morning. Or good evening, or whatever. Is that signal? Ah, this train yells at you a lot. We've got to come down to 13, 18, 17, 16, 15. There we go. Alright, we're down to 15 for the approach to Jamaica. We can turn off the HUD now while we're coming in. It's difficult to stay at 15 because the track's so up and down here. It's quite challenging. And I have to keep my head down in a fairly uncomfortable position to just keep the track IR somewhere where I can see the speedo properly. Now we're going uphill into the station. So I've got to accelerate slightly. I'm okay in Trademaster, getting over a cold, but recovering well. I was supposed to be firing a steam engine yesterday, but I asked to be replaced because I still wasn't feeling exactly perfect. So I'll be doing it on the 30th instead. I've got another shift. So that'll be fun. Hello, Bradometer, how are you? That's a bit bright, isn't it? Let's turn that down. Oh, I'm naughty, I'm doing 16. It's a good thing I'm not going over the track speed, though. Because I'm not so worried about going over the ATC speed by a little bit in here, because I'm not going to run into another train, because I'm going to stop in this station. So it's okay. And without the HUD on, I don't know that I'm losing hundreds of points, so I don't care. Welcome to Jamaica. Those points look like they're set left. I wonder if they are. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Alright. Does that mean we've got a massive gap over the platform now? Because we're actually starting to turn left? Look at that, we are. We're starting to turn left. And there's a huge gap there. Would you really do that? Wow. Yeah, we definitely are turning left here. I probably should have stopped earlier, I suppose. I was looking for a stopping mark, but I didn't see one. That's okay. Hey look, there's a facsimile of me, except he's wearing a tie, and I never would. And I don't think an LIRR driver ever would either. I don't think they've got a uniform. How do I know your response is naughty, Chicago? Because I read it. You want me to show it, do you? You sure you want me to show it? I'd have to set that up because I don't want anyone to see anyone else's emails. So... No, I won't show it. It's just mean. It's interesting, it doesn't even open the doors on the one that's got the gap. That's actually kind of clever. Because it has opened the other ones down there. That's kind of cool. I actually didn't know TSC knew how to do that. There you go. I'm far enough away from the platform that it won't open the doors. That's clever. Okay. Oops. Mustn't look at rail driver with head tracker turned on. Off we go to New Hyde Park. And I better go a little bit slowly through here because we're still limited to 15 at the moment. So let's turn off the HUD for a while. I have no idea where New Hyde Park is. But I know it's 7 miles away, so that's a while. Oh, you meant it was the worst DLC for TSW2. Okay. I thought you meant this version was the worst DLC. Alright, I take that back. It's not naughty. Because you're kind of right. The TSW2 one is a bit, well, yeah. I mean, it works. It needs the programming effort for the signalling that's gone into this one. And I have to say, TSC being kind of primitive, the route actually feels more alive to me in the TSC scenarios than it does in the TSW version, which is kind of sad, because, you know, TSW version, there should be about 50 trains on the go at any one time on this route, and there just isn't. Then we have a straight up and down up there, so we can go. We're still limited to 15 as we pull out of Jamaica. I always think we should be hearing steel drums at this point. I should have queued some steel drums up. Maybe replace the alerter sound with steel drums. That'd be fun. Michael says he cannot anything at this point that would make it the worst. And Crazy Dash says, can't wait to release my new TSW LIRR route review. It's going to be great. Hasn't the... Do you mean the TSW one, or do you mean this one? Because, you know, the LIR has been around for a little while. Are you reviewing the TSW version against the TSC version? That would be interesting. Bradometer bought the TSW2 version in a sale a while ago. Is disappointed with the signals being wrong and the lack of AI, but enjoy driving it. Yeah, I enjoy playing its scenarios. I too bought it in a sale. I think I might have got it as a 2020 bundle, but after I had TSW2. If you don't know about that, when the sales are on, always have a look at TSW 2020, the DLCs for that, because often they're a lot cheaper than the TSW2 ones. And when you buy the TSC 2021, it automatically upgrades to the TSW2 version. You have to have TSW 2020, of course, but sometimes there's bundles which have 3 or 4 routes in them, which is cool. It's a good way to get stuff. Alright, how are we going in chat now? Just try and catch up while I... Oh, we're allowed to do 80 now. That's good. Chicago says, I hope you actually have a BNSF collection giveaway. I do not. Not at this time. The only reason I've got this giveaway is because I was allocated a key for me to run this as a ambassador, but I already had one because I got one through beta test. This is actually the first time I've done a beta for TSC for Dovetail. So I asked JD if I could give it away, and he said yes. And Crazy says there's no Metro route in TSW. That's very true. And Chicago says he can't wait to see Crazy Dash do a Metro review. We'll be doing Metro soon. It's not next week, because next week it will be the Isle of Wight. We'll be running the Isle of Wight 2022. I haven't quite decided what I'll do in that stream yet. I'm vaguely thinking I might run the old one and then run the new one for a bit of comparison, to see how they look. It'll be interesting. And Michael Newbury says he meant he cannot see anything. Yeah, I think so. But I think Chicago's talking about the TSW version. Cruising along. Wishing I could show you outside. Let's give it a try. Because, you know, the lit up buildings around the place are pretty cool. I quite like the lighting that they've done for this. Big sports stadium over there. That's the racetrack. So there are some scenarios that, or one scenario that goes out to the racetrack. That's the Saturday one. It's a bit of a slow one. And 2.73 miles to go. We can go a little bit faster. Hello, Kobe's Hub. I am doing okay. We just changed tracks. That was a high-speed track change at 80 mile an hour. And Crazy Dash says he's referencing the TS version in his TSW review. Yeah, that could make it quite good, because you'll do a good comparison. If you find all the comparisons points, bring it to Dovetail's attention, because I don't think there's anything on the cards for the LIRR route, but who knows what the future might bring. But I hope it's not this station. We'll just keep blasting on through at 78 miles an hour. And I should probably start slowing down for the next station, because we're coming up on New Hyde Park now. And Chicago says he knows there isn't, but you're going to vote for route suggestions. I don't know that there's any voting going on for route suggestions in an official sense. I know people occasionally try to organise things like that. Hello, David. How are you? I do quite like it, yes. I've started making my own scenarios. I haven't got any ready to show anyone yet. But I will at some point. What I've been trying to make, there's the New York Atlantic Railroad. So I've been adding a little bit of freight into the LIRR, because they do use the LIRR tracks. And they do deliver stuff to Hillside, for example. So I've been trying to build that in. At the moment, I'm just using a CSX locomotive, because I don't have one for the New York Atlantic. But I've been trundling through the workshops trying to find one, and no one else seems to have made one either. So what I'll probably have to do is grab something like an SW1200 or the like. And I've never actually tried my hand at repainting a locomotive in TS, but I might have to make it work. He looks like a serial killer. Welcome to New Hyde Park. Let's have a look while we're here. Why not? Nice little station. Little waiting room. That would be where collectibles would be if this was TSW2. Yes, I know. You want me to leave. Alright, let's go. Do some honking. And roll. Little bit of power because it's snowy. More power. I find that the M7 in TSC does not accelerate as fast as the one in TSW, which I kind of like. This feels more realistic to me. Indeed, Bradometer, left hand running. It is a bit weird, isn't it? You could almost pretend this was an old Harris, apart from the computer display. And we're coming up to our next stop already. Maryland Avenue. Here we are. Out in the burbs now. Top 5 routes in each. Wow, you're, I think you asked me for the top 2 in Crazy Dash's stream. I think in TSW, Boston's probably still my favourite. Harlem's a close second. Did they open? No. There we go. Harlem's a close second. Spirit of Steam would be third. I like driving the Spirit of Steam, but the route's not my favourite. I think the route needs some... Just walk through a bin. I think the route needs some attention to detail in a few places. Fencing, more growth in the fields and that sort of thing, but especially around York. York? Not York. What am I thinking of? Crewe. Especially around Crewe. I think that's a bit empty. Up the other end, it's quite good. What would be my fourth? Fourth favourite in TSW. Probably Peninsula Corridor. Because I've worked on it. I make a lot of my own scenarios for Peninsula Corridor. I've published a few on Creators Club. And a fifth. I think probably fifth would be the Diesel Legends version of GWE. Because I do quite like that one. And I quite like running the modded version that gets rid of all of the stanchions and things for that one. It backdates it nicely. So I think that would be my order for TSW. For TSC, my overall favourite one... I need to start at least getting ready to slow down. My overall favourite one is Sacramento Northern Southern Division, because I just really like interurbans. And I also like that for a lot of the distance it actually follows the BART route. So you can see what was there prior to BART. And that's probably because I've worked on BART too. I think this route could potentially become one of my favourite ones in TSC because I'm quite liking it. The dark times lighting is really nice. Excuse me. Still getting over my cold. The Clear Creek narrow gauge is probably my second favourite TSC. And I think that one's quite a popular one with a lot of people because there's a lot of DLC for it. I'm glad that signal's green because I'm sliding. Yeah, got our doors open. Oh, no, that last door's not quite in the platform. Naughty me. That's okay. There's a Swiss one that I really like, Bernina Line. I really like. It's pretty, quite good. There was I can't remember what it's called, but there was a recently released one, another Californian one, which I quite like, which is the one that's got the triple horseshoe in it. And the main reason I like that one is because I managed to make a train that you could see on all three levels of the horseshoe at the same time. You couldn't drive it as a player, it would just explode. But you could watch it as an AI. which was kind of cool. And away we go.
Mount Shasta.
That's the one. It's one of the things that getting into the ambassador role wrecks for you a little bit is getting back to playing a lot of old DLC, because the DLC release rate between TSC and TSW, and for when I do it, the fishing game, I don't do that very much. When I get... You're always playing the new stuff, so you don't get to play your favourite ones as much, which is a bit sad. I mean, we have a choice. We don't actually have to stream all the new stuff, but they don't make us do it. But there are times when you feel like you should. So I always feel there's a bit of emphasis in that they'd prefer us to play the new stuff. I was working on all of the transit in the Bay Area, so from just outside Sacramento over to San Francisco, northern into the Napa Valley, and south as far as San Jose. In our second phase of the project, we also covered Gilroy, but I wasn't there then when that one happened. And I was putting in a smart card fare system. Let's see how good the brakes are, because they're going to have to be good for this. Max brake. Now I've got to be really careful to not touch that lever or it'll go into emergency. We don't want that. Brakes are pretty good, it seems. Yeah, so putting in the smart card fare system was basically for the entire San Francisco Bay Area, which is quite large. It encompasses a surprising amount of Northern California, because the Bay Area is massive. That was quite a good opportunity to work with a whole lot of different transit companies, both heavy rail, light rail with VTA and Muni, including the cable cars. That was fun. And heaps and heaps of bus companies. And the favourite guy I used to deal with of all of the bus companies was a guy from AZ Transit, and he was a New Yorker. It was really funny. Most of the bus companies, if I was asking them for some kind of favour, you know, could I get a couple of extra buses for a night to outfit so we can keep up with their schedule? Most of them they'd fall over themselves, and they'd find a way to make it happen. They wouldn't drop their own passengers, obviously, but they'd find a way to make it happen. This guy, he'd call you out and he'd go, "Oh, we need to have a meeting about that, pal." And then he'd go, "Let's go up in the back of the bus." And all of his meetings were in the back of a bus. And we'd go for a cruise around the streets while the driver took us out. And he'd be going, "Well, you know, I hear your request, Paul, but you know what? No, really don't think I can do that for you." And of course, you had to waste a whole day just to get told no. But that's okay. I liked him as a human, and his methods were at least amusing. Because he'd basically take this public bus out to be his office for the day and have meetings with people. So he'd tell you what stop to be at, and he'd pick you up. And he'd drop you back at another stop that was completely inconvenient for you. But that's life. And he'd often, if he didn't like you, I got on well with him, so I was okay. He always dropped me off at Bart. But some of the other people that worked with him, he'd drop them off along AC transit routes where there wouldn't be another bus for 2 hours. So you always wanted to keep him on side. It was very important. David says, "Am I based in the US?" I was. So I lived in the US for a few years, around the 2000 mark, but I am back in Melbourne these days. The project I was working on over there hit a bit of a rough patch, and we finished the first phase of it, and they weren't that happy with us, so they were holding off doing the second phase of it. So the whole team basically went home. And at that point, the company itself was facing some struggles, partly because of that project not going so well, but also because of some other issues that befell the company, like the directors embezzling its money. That didn't help. And yes, I can safely say that without getting sued, because they did actually get convicted for it. I haven't named the company or anything, but it wouldn't be that hard for you to figure it out. Ah, yes. Make sure you drink Big Apple. I always like that billboard. Welcome to Westbury. There's a Westbury in Melbourne as well. So these days I don't work in transit for a living, but I am involved on a steam railway, and I'm currently being retrained, because I did get trained 18 years ago, but I'm currently being retrained in steam firing because I gave it up for a long time, and for various reasons got convinced to give it another go, partly because they don't have enough people to run the railway at the moment, thanks to COVID, because a lot of the people that were running it aren't that happy with coming out. So I've been working on the diesels on that railway for years and years, and I've been doing track inspections on the railway for a long time, and running stuff in the museum for a long time. The alerter goes off, by the way, because I'm not in max brake. If you want to stop the alerter going off when you're stopped, you just sit in max brake, which you're meant to do in stations. There's our buzzer. But I tend not to when I'm using the rail driver. If I'm using the keyboard, I'll quite happily pop it into max brake and suggest you do. But when you're using the rail driver, there's nothing to stop you just pushing it over into emergency, and it's so easy to do and so annoying when you do it, because you've got to charge brakes up again. So I just sit there in whatever braking I'm in. 3 miles to Hicksville. And when the alerter goes off, you can touch any of the horn, the stick, which is the alerter acknowledge, or the master controller. If you move any of those, like you notice I blew the horn then and the alerter stopped sounding, it cancels the alerter. Right, back to the chat. Mr. Quicko says, hello, just got home, popping in to say hi. Train was running 150 minutes late. Well, that's pretty serious. The railway, I'll probably say that was on time, though. I did a tiny little bit of work. So most of that work was with MTC in California, the Transit Commission. And I've done a tiny little bit of work with MTA in New York. Not that they'd remember it, because we were asked to look at their ticketing system to see if we could take on its maintenance. So I flew in there and got to spend some time in a closed room with the ticketing system and its source code and a couple of the machines to do an evaluation on whether we could take it on with the information that they had. And my evaluation was a negative, because the let's get down in speed. The evaluation was negative because the company that was supporting their ticketing system didn't actually give them all the source code. And ironically, help me! Well, I'm in max brake, I can't do anything else. I'm coming down to 30. There we go. We got there. I should have anticipated that, shouldn't I? But interestingly, that company actually ended up buying the one that I worked for. So it was a sort of a competition in the world. There was really only two large smart card companies. There was us and the other one. I won't mention either of them because, you know, you never know where your next job's going to come from, do you? So I'm not going to mention either name. But they were quite cool. Did a bit of work on the Sydney system. I did some code reviews for Hong Kong and Manchester. I got to visit Hong Kong, never got to visit Manchester. It was an interesting job because you'd turn up at work and there'd be a plane ticket on your desk with some instructions and a bid pack which you would read on the plane on your way to wherever it was, after ringing your wife and going, "Sorry, hun, I won't be home for a few days." That always went down well. Then you'd go and spend some time in a city working on a bid with the bid team, and then you'd submit that and go back home. That lady walked through a wall. It happens a lot in TSC. They try not to put too many barriers in TSC for performance. They can actually stop people walking through walls, but on a complex station like this one, where there's lots of rooms, they'll not do it, because it would slow it down and the frame rate would suffer a lot. It being an old engine. So welcome to Hicksville, which in TSC is quite nicely modelled. In TSW it's a bit bleh. I've got to come down to 5, don't I? And I didn't. Well, we're still going to move up to the end of the track, because I can. Are you going to let me? You are. Because I want to move up to the end of the track so that we're all in the platform. Yeah, I know. I know. You don't want me to move. I know. It's okay. It's okay. Relax. I'm going to move again. No, I've got a positive stop now. I can't move. It'll just blow me up. And you can see the little stoplight down here on the bottom. If I move again, it will be sad. That's okay. What are we doing for tasks? Oh, that's it for this one. Here we go. We have in fact finished. So it is a positive stop. So welcome to Hicksville. Let's pop outside and let's go have a look at Hicksville. Because I have to say, it's much more nicely modelled in TSC than it is in TSW2. And the lighting over there, on what is basically a car park, it's a little bit low res, as they have to do for TSC to make it happy, but that looks really cool. Well done, engineer. That was a good run. And can you believe this shit? I actually got some points. This scenario continues in part 2. We won't be doing that, because I did that the other day, and it's not the most exciting scenario in the world, to be honest with you. So my grand plan now is to run the Summer from Hell, which is one where the passengers would be very, very, very unhappy. And let me just get rail drive set back up so that we can set this train up. Oi! Stop that. It read the rail driver. Alright, let's get some stuff going. Let's put on some lights. And some headlights. There we go. Get the marker lights off. Get the key in. And I'm going to look down. I want to move that out of emergency, get that into forward, get that back into max brake. There we go. And we'll charge up using the button this time. So I'm using the semicolon key, because that means at the same time I can tempt fate and put my windscreen wipers on. Right, now, are we supposed to let people in here? Probably. Should have done that first, I suppose, shouldn't I? We're back in Hicksville in daytime now. Same station we were at before. Look at all the road traffic. It's no wonder some people don't enjoy a good frame rate here with all that road traffic going on. But that's kind of cool. If you do have dramas with the frame rate on this route, I know there's a few forum posts about it, and I think DTG have had some words on it. But if you just turn off dynamic lighting, you will shoot up. So if you're driving this on a potato, just turn that off. Alright, to be Westbury, Carl Plays, Mineola, Marillion, New Hyde Park, Jamaica, and New York Penn. Well, I'll let you into a secret, we're not going to New York Penn. We're not going to make it. That's better, we've got proper traction sounds now. That makes me happy. I kind of decided they were there before, but they were very quiet. No one on cats. No one's on the cat stand. Oh well. Hey, that's cool. The alert I turned on has carried over from one scenario to the next. I had not turned it on yet. That's good. I like that. I didn't know TSC did that. And Chicago says he's collecting route tasks on Cane Creek. Well, there's not much else to do on Cane Creek. It's probably the singular most boring route to drive. I do recall running a stream where I drove 2 Gronks back to back at about 9 miles an hour, which took about 4 hours. And I just left that running and occasionally changed the camera view on the stream, and I didn't pay attention to the chat whatsoever on that one. But people watched it for the whole 4 hours. I was quite amazed. I don't think I'd watch anybody that long. But I was just having a bit of a bet with Moggy to see how long it would take. If you've ever watched the TSC and TSW Dovetail streams, Moggy is one of the moderators. He has got a real name as well, but he never seems to reveal it anywhere, so I won't. Off we go to Westbury. Got it clear on this one. You can drive this route without too much signalling knowledge if you want to. So basically, if it's horizontal, you can't go through it. If it's anything else, you can go through it. But just be aware that there's consequences if you don't know the indications. But if you've got the HUD on and you keep ahead of the HUD track changes, you'll probably be okay. Let's have a look at our people. Hey, people! We'll start this stopping from Westbury and then go, hello, how you doing? Having fun?
Yeah, you're right. I should be driving the train. Do you want me to go do that? Yeah, okay. Now, just a word to the wise. If you jump into the passenger space and the alerter goes off, the train will brake. So, don't do it. And if you go to one of the other cabs using the plus and minus keys, similar. I should dim my headlights instead of blinding people like that. Here we are at the wonderful Westbury. And just for amusement value, let's go up. Up. In the 1970s, my grandfather did actually live here. This building here is actually a deli. It's the whole L shape. A very good deli. And he lived in here, and he lived there. That was his apartment. That window and that window. So there you go. And interestingly, I didn't have his address, but what I did have is some photos that he'd taken out of his window. And I found the deli, and there was only one of them, so I know it was that apartment building. And I had another photo, which had him standing in the window that had been taken from down the bottom in the car park. So I knew which apartment was theirs, and I knew they had two windows, so I know which was which. So it's kind of cool for me personally to have his apartment building in the game. Now, American folk in the chat, is this Carly Place or Carl Place? I don't know. We're not going to get to 80, so 50 miles an hour will do fine. And if you've just joined, I see a few people have, we're playing the Summer from Hell scenario in the Long Island Railroad in Train Simulator Classic. I apologise for the stuffed up nasally voice, because it's just life. I almost lost my voice at the start of the stream, and it's just hot tea that's been keeping me going. That's okay. Alright. Welcome to Carly or Carl Place or whatever it is. It's a little station. It's one of those ones on pillars. There's the back of a sign. You've all gone very quiet in the chat. Are you still alive? Well done, Chicago, picking up some collectibles. One of the differences between TSC and TS is collectibles. Michael's still alive, that's good. Got a quick little yep out of him. Bradometer's still there. That's good.
Don't need much more.
And shall we count the cats? Let's see. 0. Alrighty, Crazy Dash. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for watching. Joining in. Have a fun evening. I'm pretty sure it's evening for you. We're heading for Mineola. Which I think features in a blues song. I think if I remember rightly, it was about a quote dancer unquote from Mineola. There is some crossover between the teams. So Brandon, for example, who did the signalling for this, worked on, actually he built the basic trackage and the signalling for Boston. But most of the TS people only work on TS, and the TSW people only work on TSW. Mineola, here we come. Interestingly, watching LIRR cab ride videos and having ridden on the railroad, they don't give a crap about the FRA long, long, short, long. They just don't do it. Chicago says the Mineola station tower was demolished in 2020. I believe this is set in 2019, so... Now, I have a feeling that was quite a nice stop. Let's have a look. Oh, not bad at all. Could probably have got maybe another metre in there. But it's about right place for the sign. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's perfect. Don't need another metre at all. That's exactly where it should be. Small things that make me happy. Sad, isn't it? Alright, off we go. Got to get to Miralon Avenue by 8:35. Oops, I didn't wait for the guard buzzer. Naughty me. That's okay. Fortunately, the game doesn't know anything about the guard buzzer, so it doesn't penalise me. Let's have some more power. It is one thing that's a little bit sad with, even though the rail driver is properly calibrated, in the build that's shipped, you can't quite get to full power with the rail driver. You have to supplement it with the keyboard or push on the handle with the mouse. But the rail driver is not actually supported for TSC, so... that was kind of the response I got when I asked about that. It's like, we do our best, but we won't sacrifice the keyboard and controller experience for rail driver. In the TSC version, I actually like that you can't get up to the track speed between the stations. I think it's quite realistic. Because in TSW, it just feels way too quick. Where do these people come from that are climbing these stairs? And I'm going to run through. Alright, I followed up a perfect stop with a crap one. Life. That's okay. We all in the platform? No, we're not even all in the platform. It's a short platform. That's okay. I don't feel so bad now. But I am supposed to stop at that side there. Now, where do these people go that are coming up and down these stairs? Do they just walk off down the side of the track? Wait for the buzz buzz this time. Probably won't get it though. Come on, buzz buzz. Not getting a buzz buzz? Alright, we'll just go then. Off to New Hyde Park in 1 mile by 8:37 and 50. We might make that. It's going to be close, but we might make it. We have a go on the signally thingy up there. Transitioning into parallel now. Ladies and gentlemen, now approaching New Hyde Park. If you have to get off here, I'm sad. Because it probably means you're going to work. Let's see if I can stop this one any better. And I'm late now, so I won't get a timeliness bonus for this one. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna do it? Oh, I reckon that's not bad. Let's go have a look outside. I could have gone a little bit further. A little bit further. That's alright. New Hyde Park, everyone. It's a boring station. That's okay. Wait for our doors to close. Oh, I got a timeliness penalty, but it's plus points. There you go. Even though I was late. There's our buzz buzz. If I say Buzz Buzz often enough, one of our cats will turn up, because her name is Buzz Buzz. It's actually busy being me, but we call her Buzz Buzz. Because she has little tiny nostrils and she can't meow properly, so she just kind of goes, ah. Rescue cats generally have something wrong with them. That's why they're rescue cats. So she does struggle to breathe a bit, that one. We're off to Jamaica. Six miles to Jamaica. Let's do it. Have to be careful because I won't get away with this for long. Sorry people, not stopping. See you later. It is very handsy driving the M7. Quite like it. That was a nice feeling there going over those points. I think if I had points that felt that bad at 80 mile an hour, I'd probably be writing in my little book now going, these points are a bit shit, boss. They feel like our points on the steam railway. Nice signalling tower here for Dutton. How you doing? Hello. Bye. It's good to see that on a slight gradient in this one, you actually have enough drag that you need to put some power in, which is cool. 3 miles to Jamaica. And I promise I won't make my crappy dad joke again. Bye-bye. Coming past the Hillside maintenance depot. In the TSW version, the best scenario is in this depot because you've got lots of switching to do, or shunting, depending on where you come from in the world. Hey, how you doing? Bye. I'm actually just going to keep braking now because I know we're going to come down in speed because we're coming into Jamaica. So I'm just going to come right down to 40, I think. That's not my signal, is it? That's for the track next to me, I think. We'll find out soon if that's my signal, but I don't think it is. I think it's for the track over. Because if it is my signal, I'm about to spad. No, it feels like the track over. I think we're right. All good. Yeah, I quite like that one, Bradometer. It's a good consumer of time. There's lots of stuff to do. It keeps you moving and it just feels fun. I'm sure in real life you'd get a bit sick of climbing up and down out of the carriages and walking around, but no, it's fun in the game. Alright, let's slow down to 20 preemptively. Because it's probably a little early, but I don't want to get caught out here. Thunder. And we are down to 30, so I was a little early on the coming down to 20, but we'll have to do that soon anyway. And we are allowed through this signal, but we have to go through it slowly. Welcome to Jamaica. No, I'm not over speed, game. Just think I am. Well, actually I am. Alright. I was expecting 20 because I was stupidly watching the hard. Let's get rid of the hard. If you find yourself a cab ride video from the LIRR, I mean, they usually have to sit there, or they sit out there in the passenger space mostly, and the driver has the door open. You can watch how handsy they are with the controller. It's quite fun to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached Jamaica. I have a faint suspicion the world's about to turn to poo, so if you don't want to be late for work, you might want to get off here and catch another train, because I think ours is going to suffer some bad luck. I just have a bad feeling about this one. Said no one in particular, and no particular Disney-owned space-type franchise. Alright. There we go. Oh, we're up there. Yep, good call. Getting off, very smart. You too, mate. Very smart call. Those people in there, they're going to be so sad in a minute. They're going to be really, really angry. And in fact, I'm going to be very happy that I can lock my door and that I don't have to talk to them, because they're not going to like me, and they're probably going to start pushing that emergency button going, what the fuck's going on? Because, you know, they are New Yorkers. It's actually kind of funny because a lot of Americans think New Yorkers are brusque and rude and always in a hurry. And to me, they're just Aussies. They really are. They're just like us. They just say what they think. Unlike California, where they're all so guarded and they, you know, oh, well, I think maybe it would be better if perhaps if you thought a little differently on that issue. In New York, they just go, that'd be a fucking idiot, mate. Don't do that. I kind of prefer that, to be honest. My work in California, it was all things like, oh, well, that's an interesting idea, Paul. Why don't we run that up a flagpole and hit a few hits at it and just see how it goes with the umpire? In New York, they just go, nah. Always better. Excuse me. I'm dying. Engineer of train 1631. This is Penn Station Harold interlocking. Well, it's probably not both of you, but that's okay. We have experienced a major switch failure at Penn Station and require you to divert to Hunters Point Avenue where you will terminate. And you know what, people in the train? Sucks to be you. Sorry. Alright. Time to go. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for not telling you before I shut the doors, but I'm a bastard. This train isn't going to Penn Station anymore, we're going to Hunters Point. You know that place that trains only stop twice a day and this isn't one of them? Yeah, that one. So you'll probably have to walk to Penn. I'm sorry about that, but just wander down through the tunnel. I'm sure you'll be okay. Nothing will run over you. Be all cool. I'm just going to watch my speed a little bit here, because this is downhill and it's pretty steep. We are changing tracks a lot. It's always good to watch the snake. I hope that signal screen up there. But have a look, eh? Yeah, what signal? Don't worry about it. I've already gone through it. Do I see that train going through the bridge? Yes, I do. When is that? That's at... I can't see a time. 1:42. Okay. Note about that one, we can go up to 40 miles. Excellent. If we go to Hunters Point on this fine and sunny day, what could go wrong from here? Surely nothing. Chicago is driving poorly, but that's okay. You're probably just pulling an empty train, and you want to run not so hard on the dynamics. They don't have to be full on, they can be partly on. Because running downhill using only your independent brake would melt the brake blocks on your locomotive. Up to 80 we go. More power. Some projects housing on the right hand side there. I'm not surprised you can hear the brakes squealing. That's the brakes going, "No, stop it, Chicago! You're using the wrong brake. You're making us too hot. It's going to melt." Down the fast track. Another nicely modelled station. And away we go. Just a reminder that sometime during this stream I will be drawing a key giveaway for this route. And the people that are in the draw have a 1 in 5 chance of getting it, which is cool. The entries are closed too, by the way, so I can't have anybody else join in. So best of luck to the people who are in the draw. Hello, Jimmy Darley. Ah. It's all happening here. All good. My wife's Greek, Jimmy Darley. Which part of Greece are you from? You don't have to tell me, of course, but if you want to. That train's driven by good mate Bill. Now we're getting into the colour light signals part. And I'd love to tell you I know what that signal means, but I don't. I just know it's got a green light, so we go, yes, keep going. Yep. You appeared and the world exploded. That's okay. Sorry, people, I'm not stopping here. We're taking all these other people to their doom. They don't know it yet. Ah, I think that's where my wife's dad is from. How about that? He's from a village near there anyway. Why do trains squeal when the brakes apply? It's the squirrels that get stuck between the brake blocks and the wheels and they go, "Ah, you're squashing me!" It's because it's cast iron brake blocks or composite brake blocks, depending on the train, on steel wheels. So they screech. I'm just preemptively coming down in speed because I know it's going to attack me sooner or later. Hello, passengers. If you glance ahead and over the right-hand side, you can see our destination in the distance. I'm sad to say that we're not actually going there, so have a good look because it's the nearest you're going to get today. We're going down to Hunter's Point. You'll probably get mugged, lose all your stuff, but that's okay. Don't let that worry you. It's not a bad place, honest. I know no one goes there if they can help it, but that's okay. You'll be all right. No worries, Jimmy. We have a yellow signal here. Just start preemptively slowing down because we're coming into not far from Hunters Point Station now. There is actually a bus that goes from Hunters Point to Manhattan. Apparently it takes about 3 hours. Oh, this is the station with the flickery roof texture. We can get rid of the HUD now. Don't need it anymore. Hasn't told me I have to go this slow yet, but it will. Ladies and gentlemen, the next stop is Hunters Point. This is where you have to get off. Sorry. There is a bus service that will take you into Manhattan. Remember to take all of your belongings and children with you, because any left behind will be sold. Chicago says, why do cars not squeal when the brakes apply? They do, but they use a composite material that doesn't have to work anywhere near as hard as what train brakes do. Train brakes work very, very hard. Car brakes do not. And I think you'll find if you jam the brakes on hard enough, you will actually hear quite a lot of noise come out of them in a car. And if you get down to the Telltale, ladies and gentlemen, off to our right is the tunnel that will take you through to Penn Station. You might like to take your lives in your hands and walk through the tunnel. I didn't say that, I wasn't here. It'll be quicker than the bus. But like I said, I wasn't here. I wouldn't recommend that for anybody. It's a long walk too. And it's downhill. And it's probably wet. And then it's uphill. And it's probably wet. Alrighty. Hunters Point. Now, did the doors open? No, they didn't. There they go. Hey lady, do you know that trains only stop here once a day? Not this one. PSCC Tower. Now that's better. That's what that first announcement should have been from. Please stable your train in Long Island Yard, track 9, and await further instructions. I.e., I'm just stuffed as the passengers are. So let's just have a look at the map. Center our player. And then we're going to go to track 9. So that actually looks pretty good. It looks like the points are not points that I can do anything about, so that's fine. And is it a dead-end track? Yes, it is. Very good. Okay. Off we go. And it's a bit of a slow run, I'm afraid. You'll also hear the squeal a bit more with train wheels because the actual shape of the wheel amplifies it. They're like a big speaker. No more people. No train either. I don't really want to know what Shakira does with goats in your school, Chicago. Speed! Is this a horrible 5 mile an hour one, maybe? Bet you it is. Yeah, it's happy at 5. This might be a little while. After this, we'll be jumping into Saturday Steaks, which I actually ran the other day, so maybe I won't run that one. We might run one of the other ones. Have a think about the available scenarios in this. Look them up on Steam and chuck me in a suggestion. Hello, Sabrina Graham. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We're just running into a yard, boringly slowly. Well, how about that, Chicago? But why does she sing like a goat? This station down here gets trains in, I think, 2 trains, I think, in the morning peak and something like that in the afternoon as well. So it's sort of a station attached to a stabling yard. Because they can. This is fun. Nice sunset poster up there. And Chicago popped up a message and retracted it. Nearly there. Any votes on which one to run next? There's an awful lot of people watching this on catch-up. There's 171 people watching it on catch-up and only 11 people watching it live to the minute. I often wonder why people don't just press the button and go live. That's okay. Do what makes you happy. Welcome to you all. Good to have you around.
Actually showing 12 watching now.
Yeah, there's 12 concurrent, but there's another analytic that I can see that you guys can't, where it shows there's 172 people watching on catch-up. Which is kind of cool. If they caught up, they could join the chat. Nearly there, and I'll try not to run into the end in all my excitement. So Michael, jump onto the Steam page for this route and pick a scenario. Because I've got Saturday Steaks listed down as the one we should do, but I did that on the reveal night. So we should probably... I did this Saturday Steaks and On the Clock too, so we should probably do a different one. Just so people get to see everything. It's the large landmark building up on our right there. That's where the big monkey climbed up to the top and swatted at planes. And that was real honest. If you ever get the chance to go up to the top of the Empire State, heavily recommend it. It's a really cool building. And if you suck up to the security guards enough, you can actually walk around some of the non-public spaces, which is really, really good. Alright. So, let's get you into...
Brooklyn Bowler.
Brooklyn Baller, very good. Alright, key out. And I want to get you into emergency. And shut down. Can't shut down because I've been kicked out. That was a tough run with those aggravated passengers on board. Yeah, but I locked the door. All good, mate. Brooklyn Baller, huh? Off we go then. And you know what? I haven't played this one. Ha! I got a silver star in the summer of hell. How about that? Okay, off we go with Brooklyn Baller. So Shakira was actually in your class, Chicago, in 1981. You know, I kind of thought that you probably hadn't been born in 1981. Good evening, engineer. Set up the train and take us to Atlantic Terminal, Track 3, where we'll enter revenue service. Please ensure you pull right to the bumper in Track 3. Very good. This feels like a pretty low frame rate here, to be honest. Let's just pull you off emergency, and let's get you into forward. And we did I get that into max brake? No, I didn't. So I'll just get that. You know, I moved that such a tiny bit. There we go. Let's charge that up while we do some other stuff. Let's get our marker lights off. Headlights on. Don't need any windscreen wipers as yet. Might want some gauge lights so we can see things happening. We are charged up. Now, let's just check the map and see if we are actually set. I hope we're facing the right direction. Looks like they're not points I can control, so that's all good. And there's another train in there. So where do I want to go? What was my task? I want to go to Atlantic Terminal Track 3. So am I really going through there? Where is Atlantic Terminal? Or am I going the wrong way? Atlantic Portal? There's Atlantic Terminal. No, that's North Strand Avenue. Have I missed it? Where is it? Am I going the wrong way? I can't go the wrong way. I have to go that way. Oh, pick up passengers from Atlantic Terminal Track 3. But, where am I? I'm over here. Right. Now I get it. I'm going this way. What an idiot. All right. Let's go. Let's go. That's pretty clever, wasn't it? And Chicago was born in 2006 and she was born in 1977. That was the year the Empire struck back. I think. Hello, little miscellaneous, not suspicious fan at all. Someone write down this guy's license plate number because he shouldn't be there. He's probably being naughty. He's probably a serial killer and he's murdering someone in the back. At least it doesn't say free candy. Hey, copper. Yeah, you. There's a suspicious van back there. Go have a look. Fun. Love these high-speed runs. Just dim our lights so they don't reflect off things so horribly. There you go. Now we can have them back on again. Cruise, cruise, cruise. I don't know what it is with 5-mile-an-hour speed limits in yards in America. Seem to be a lot of them have very low speeds. I'll have to change ends at Atlantic Terminal, won't I? Ooh, it's dark here. Quiet, I'm hunting rabbits. Here's that very, very complex slip we saw on the map. Back when I actually had a working model railway, I used to absolutely hate my choice where I'd put in slip points because they're horrible things. It's a bit dark in Atlantic Terminal today. Must have forgot to pay the power bill. Just turn my lights down so I don't blind people. While at the same time speeding. Very good. Probably posting a video of my train coming in on TikTok. And I have to get very close to this buffer, apparently. Is that close enough? Let's have a look. It's pretty close. Just before I open the doors, I want to make sure it is yep, that's pretty close. I don't think we could get a lot closer than that. I love the way they kind of made so they just spear into the train and just... What are they designed for? Ripping it to pieces? Anyway, we better shut down this end, I guess. Got the other end. Cab light. Push you into max brake. Get you into key out. And dump you. And we want to turn on some marker lights up here. To the headlights I've already switched off. Ready to depart. First stop is East New York. Really? I'm not ready yet. Alright, let's go to the other end. Whoops, hang on. I haven't keyed out yet. Right. Now it wants me to leave already. And I'm not even there up the other cab yet. Is that it? That looks like it. Alright. Key in. And get you back into... Oops, pull you out of emergency. Get you back into forwards. Get you back into max brake so I can charge. And I'm already late. Marker lights off. Headlights on. Instrument lights on. Hey. I'm down this end again. What? God damn it. God. How did I do that? Alright. Marker lights on. Headlights off. Instrument lights off. Let's try that again. Right. That's an intermediate cab. 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 So's that. Right, this must be the real one. Let's just have a quick look outside. Is it? Yep, I think I'm in the right one now. Alright. Lights are on. Let's get you out of emergency. Forwards. Get you back into max brake so I can charge. Alright, let's do that. And let's do some things. Marker lights off, headlights on. East New York, track 2. Okay. Away we go. Hope my doors are shut. And my alert is on bypass. Let's turn that on. Oops, too fast, too fast, too fast. Three miles to East New York, track 2. And Chicago says, why does a diesel tank have to be lower than a car tank? Huh? I don't think cars carry 19,000 gallons, mate. Cars probably carry about 20, 30. A train will normally carry enough fuel to do its timetabled journey until it's going to get replaced. They don't usually fill locomotives up mid-trip, they replace them. And it would normally be done at a crew change point to get both done at the same time. Thinking what was over there, but there's nothing really. Almost up to the fast bit. now do 40. I'm still limited to 5 according to the HUDs, and that's the things that's governing my points. So when the back of my train gets past there, we can speed up. Yay, the sun's coming out here. It might actually warm up. Been sitting here emulating a brass monkey because I'm too cheap to run the gas heating. Nearly there, we can do some real speed. While it's frustrating to go slow, keeping it at the speed is kind of fun, I have to say. I think we'll just keep accelerating now, because the back should pass just before we go over 6 miles an hour. We should be good. I was wrong. But we should be fine now. Up we go to 30, which is what we've got on our little display down there. No, cars carry about 20 gallons, right? Big cars might carry 50 or 60 if you're lucky. And if you own a Cobra Mustang, then your fuel tank carries 18 gallons, and that'll get you from one service station to the next one. I know that because a mate of mine's got one. And he does like to take me out driving. Have you noticed something? We were in neutral and that was still working. What the? Well, that's a bug. Let me just make a note. That was at 218. Ah! Shit. Let me just pause that.
There's a bug to report.
Yeah, let me just make a note about that. 219. Alright. Neutral. I shall put that in. Sorry about that. And since we've got a 30 zone coming up, we'll just stick at 30 for the moment. Oh, there we go. Head track's back on. I had stopped it. We're not stopping at North Strand Avenue, but apparently we have to do 30 through there, so we will. Because we're a good little engineer. Coming up out of the hole. It's quite a steep hole, in fact. And we have a good to go on the signal. Back up to 45 on the track speed, but I'm still limited to 30 down there. Now we're not. Unfortunately, the HUD doesn't think so. There we go. Dropped a few points there, but it's not a disaster. Coming up to 45 now. This one's in the dead of night. cruising along. When we get into East New York, I'm going to jump up and put the heater on. It is cold here. It was quite pleasant when it was on, but it's turned itself off. Green on the stick. Cruising along. Looks like we've got some autumn-coloured trees down there. Looks nice. Quiet, you. Stop yelling at me. There we're going down. East New York coming up. We're due there 40 seconds ago. I'll just let this drift up to 46 if it wants to. No, it doesn't want to, it's fine. Down in another hole. Standard New York subway methodology. Dig a hole and put a roof on it. Quietly. This is a cool station. It looks like we were in a hole, and on the same level we've come into this station, which is elevated. Must have been in a hill. I can have to go outside and have a look. Because I haven't been here before. So good pick on the scenario there, Michael. So I'm not sure if we're a 10 or a 12, so I'm just running past a little bit. Alright, let's get the doors open and let me get the heater on.
You're welcome.
Well, that drive the head tracking went mental, didn't it? Alright, now let's just go outside. Oh yeah, it's at street level. Felt like it was elevated. Don't know why. Is there another level up there that's got trains on it? There is, look at that. Cool. Okay. Back in the cab. Away we go to Jamaica. What beeped then? Oh, it must have been the track changed to 60. But we can't do 60 yet. I have turned on the dinosaur burning heater. And 60, off we go. Full power. More power. $70 now, and 5 miles to Jamaica. Quiet. I think my head tracking's not quite centered anymore. Since I got up, I have disturbed it. But that's okay. If it gets annoying, I'll turn it off. Oh, I went over 60. No wonder I'm braking. Sorry, train. Alright, now we're allowed to 70. I can hear the big dinosaur burner has come to life now, so it should warm up in here. Old Australian houses really aren't made to keep the cold out. But lately, with the prices of fuel, we're all starting to think about how do we make our houses better? Because it's starting to become economically viable to actually fix your house. And before you just made it warmer with burning dinosaurs, but that's not so good anymore. When you're getting to the point where you're spending $800 a month on burning dinosaurs to keep your house warm, it's probably cheaper to insulate your house. Especially when you add that to the interest rates. Mortgage payments have reached a level I would describe as bleh. Yeah, it's an exciting world we live in, where one little pumpkin brain decides to invade another country and turns the entire world's economy on its head at just about the time when it didn't need it. Because the world was just starting to recover from COVID madness. Train slowed me down then. That wasn't me. Just letting people know we're coming out of the hole. Here's the tiny platform. I wonder if that's just for the workers. Got that little work depot there. I'm not sure exactly when the 20 starts to apply, so I'm just going to hover around 20. It is very, very dark. Quiet, you. The train doesn't want me to do more than 15, you know that? Oh, that's why. Because I'm not allowed to. Oh, it's funny. Get rid of you for the moment. I was fighting it then, going, no, I want to do 20, and it's going, no, you're going to do 15. That's kind of funny. No, not mine, because it's on the left. It's alright. Do you know, I reckon at this point, I reckon my train is sticking through that roof. I won't be able to go out and have a look, I don't think. Yeah, that's clipping, isn't it? Yeah, another bug. Well, it's not really a bug, that one. It's more of a scenic issue. But I'll report it anyway. I know the self-proclaimed king of TSC, Danny, is doing some stuff with this route. Let's turn our lights down so we don't blind people. Danny doesn't pop his head up much, but he's the guy at Dovetail that puts all the TSC builds together. See him on streams occasionally. Hello NJTE, how are you? Welcome to the stream. How many cars do I have is an excellent question. We'll have a look in a minute. But I'm acting like I've got 12. I came out of Atlantic Yard, so I don't know. Alright. Doors open. Let's go have a look. How many cars have we got? Probably want to jump on the 8 key, don't I? So if we go all the way down the other end, we're pretty much at the 12 car marker at the front there. If the back end's only just inside the platform, we've got 12. If it's a long way in the platform, we've got 10. And I reckon it's 12. I reckon it's a full train. No, maybe not, because there's a bit of room up the back here. Yeah, it could actually be a 10-unit set, which is still 20 cars. Effectively. All right. Headlights back on, and away we go. Conductor says go. Not going full fang out of here because you have to go a bit slow in Jamaica. Indeed, NJT. Got to go on the signal. Welcome to our very dark stream. We had a whole lot of daylight runs, and now we've got a dark one. And we'll be allowed to go up to Flatnack shortly. And I'm pleased to say the brass monkey is beginning to thaw out. I've got green. Oops. I'm going too fast. I'm naughty. I started speeding up a little bit early then. Naughty boy. Alright, up to 80 on both, but not on the HUD yet. So once the back of the train reaches that point, we'll be fine. Is our meet timed out, Michael? Oh no, I can still hear you breathing. You're still there. There we go. Latnakarama. Off to Queen's Village. Fair enough. What you having? There's 0 cats on the cat cover. Fish and chips, very nice. We normally have that on a Saturday night, but we didn't last night because my mother-in-law is here and she decided to cook some pork. Which is a bit funny because I'm cooking some pork for lunch here. So we're going to have pork and then pork. Okay. I've got to put that on straight after the stream. Bradometer reckons that Danny might be Spiky 1975 on Steam. Yeah, I don't know actually. I don't know what he goes by on socials. If you can call Steam a social, I guess you can. But we've seen him on streams and I chat with him in the internal memes. He's a very nice guy. A good human. Should have honked for those stations, shouldn't I? I forgot. All clear on the signal. And more or less up to speed. And 1.43 miles to Queen's Village. It's funny this is called Brooklyn Baller because we don't really go to Brooklyn at all. That looks kind of nice, doesn't it? The way it's laid out there. I like the way that works at night time. Surprisingly, oh no, it's 11 o'clock at night, so I suppose there wouldn't be that much traffic in the burbs. We're going to start slowing down for Queen's Village, I think. He's braving max brake on the rail driver. This could go badly. Or really well, one or the other. All good. I think I mentioned it before that on the keyboard, it's pretty hard to get into emergency. Kind of doesn't let you. But on the rail driver, smack. Straight in there. Just warn these good people I'm coming. Well, I'm sure they can see me. It's a train. It's large. It's noisy. Hello, Disco Lady. I wonder if the markers are beyond the end of the platform for this one. We're going to stop here anyway. There we go. Door's open. So where are the markers? Let's turn our lights back on bright. It doesn't look like there's any markers outside the platform here, so stopping at the fence was probably the right thing to do. Welcome to Queen's Village. Where are we on the map? I don't think I've been to Queen's Village before. Oh, I must have been through Queen's Village, but never actually stopped there. All right, time to go. That's a buzz. And a big sneeze from upstairs. Oh, okay, Bradometer. Yeah, Bradometer says he didn't think Danny was spiky. He thinks the King of TSC is spiky 1975. Okay. I have noticed the alerter is going off even though I'm using the master controller, which I didn't think it would, but that's okay. We're heading off to New Hyde Park. And we didn't turn right there at the racetrack because that would have been quick. Green on the signal. When I say green, you know what I mean. It's vertical yellow lights. And another high-speed track change. And I hope I'll end up under that green one, or I'm going to get a surprise in a minute. There we go. Quiet you. Let's annoy the neighborhood. Radiometer asks, do I post on the Steam Train Simulator forum? Not often. I do put my workshop content up there, but hello British Ace, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. As forums go, the Steam forums are like jumping into a pit full of snakes. Driving the Brooklyn Baller scenario on the LIRR. And it's very dark, but my headlights work, which is nice. I have noticed lately in TSW we're getting more headlights that work relatively well, which is good to see. 2:15 in the morning for you. That's impressive. Saturday night, I guess. Oops, I just blinded that lady. Let's drop the headlights down a notch. So there's probably a 12 MU beyond this station stop, but that's okay. We're going to stop here. At New Hyde Park. Does that mean there's an old Hyde Park? Or does that mean this is new Hyde Park, as in the Hyde Park in UK is now new Hyde Park in America? Because as much as the Americans like to say, oh, we hated the British and we threw them out, well, you took all their place names, you homesick bastards. Did the same things here. Australia's full of UK place names. Let's get the headlights back on. See, there's a 12 car stop point up there. I should have gone up there and blocked the crossing. But the game didn't want to stop me up there. Off to Marillion Avenue. Marillion? Marillion. It must be Marillion Avenue, not Marillion. That's a good plan for a Saturday night, British Ace. A bit of Netflix and just chilling out. Yeah, I'm still here, David Park. Still alive. I usually run fairly long on the Sunday streams. This will be the last one for today, though, because I need to go and start cooking our lunch. Yes, the Empire did take over the world at one point, BA. Yeah, we do have some American place names here, thanks to the gold rush. What's also vaguely funny, if you watched as a child a particular dinosaur show that's got a place called Fern Gully in it. There's a Fern Gully in Melbourne as well. Well, near Melbourne anyway, it's actually in Ballarat. Friends of mine live there and it's named really badly. It's more like a desert. And I shall show you the destination in just a moment. As soon as I get this stopped. Because if I try and do it now, bad things will happen. And I'm going to go and have a look at the back of the train after I stop and see if it's hanging out, because I'm curious. And I forgot to drop the headlights again there, and I'm running past the stopping point. That's okay. Alright. Destination-wise, we are going to Hicksville. So we've been there today. So next we've got Mineola. We're trying to figure out, is it Carl Place or Carly Place? You be quiet. And Westbury and Hicksville. Now I want to pop down to the back of the train, because it's hanging out of the platform. No, it's in the platform, so we definitely don't have 12 cars. I reckon we've probably only got 8, because there's the one set there, then there's another set and another set. I reckon we've got 8. I do have some British ancestry. So my mum's family came out on the First Fleet, and they came out on both sides of the bars, and there's English and Scots. A wonderful gentleman by the name of Reverend Samuel Marsden, who was Australia's first pedophile, came out on the ships, and he was on the outside of the bars. So he wasn't one of the ones that they thought of as naughty, but of course he was. So we had him and a lot of others. And my dad was from Yugoslavia and Hungary. His ancestry. And a bit of Russian. And some good old-fashioned New York Jew eventually. And I married a Greek just to round things out. So there you go. And thanks, David. I like the beard too. And do I like passenger or freight routes? I have to admit, I kind of lean more towards passenger routes. Says he, almost missing Mineola because he's not paying attention. But we'll be okay. Be all good. Just Drop the headlights down. I kind of like passenger routes because there's more to do, so a freight route you might just have to sit there for a while, but if it's challenging terrain, a freight route's fun. So if you've got ups and downs, that makes it quite good. But if it's just a really long run, then they can be just a little tedious. Look how much further it wants me to go, but I have such a short train, I don't need to. That's okay, we're going here. All good. It is quite dark on this particular run, yes, definitely. And my brother-in-law married a Scot, so we have relatives of theirs in Glasgow. No worries, mate. Have a good sleep. Thanks for dropping by. Off we go to Carl Place, or Carly Place, not sure. Ah! Look what I did. That wasn't me. Yeah, I'm going to charge him up, aren't I? Yep. I just whacked the emergency brake button. Sigh. Let's charge him back up. Oh no, they're recovering by themselves. Good. Off we go again then. Hello, Cyclone. How are you? You like scenario 4? That's good. I was reaching for the horn, and on the rail driver, the emergency brake is right next to the horn. I can't turn on the rail driver camera at the moment because at my other half's insistence, we turn it into cat cam. Don't know if she's actually going to go there, but there we go. There's a cat heading for cat cam. I kind of need a better angle on cat cam, but you know. Do I like steam trains? Yes, I do. I actually fire steam trains in real life. I was meant to do it yesterday, but I was a bit sick, so I called in and said no, which they're quite appreciative of. Carl Place, next stop. So I swapped with someone else, and I'm now going to be doing it on the 30th. What do I like about TSC? I think the main things I like about TSC is that it runs relatively well until you blow it up. So as long as you don't blow it up, it's good. I love that you can edit things, so if you're making scenarios, you can use the editor. You can even change the world if you want to, just to suit your scenario, which is quite cool. So if you wanted to build a scenario around, say, a flooded section of track, you don't have to just say it's flooded, you can actually flood the track. That'll do. Alright. Carl Place, everyone. Or Carly Place, whatever it is. Ooh. Oops, too high, too high. Where's my mouse gone? I want to go over there. Painted lady houses. It's like San Francisco. That's cool. There you go. A little bit of San Francisco in New York. Why not? And what do I like about TSW? That it's near movie quality. Off we go. Bit earlier than the Buzz, but that's okay. Off to Westbury, track 2. In TSW, I like the way it looks. And I like the way it plays. I think I should turn my headlights back on. I think the recent TSC content's actually getting pretty up there in quality, to be honest. So people are learning new ways to push the old engine really hard, which is pretty cool. And Chicago's on Horseshoe Curve. And Cyclone says being able to add stuff in TSC makes it the premium setup hands down, even making extended tracks. Or your own content. Yeah, if you're a content creator, you're probably going to be much happier in TSC because you can. Can't really do that in TSW. I do understand why, and it's not the reason that people think. It's not just because Dovetail are trying to protect it and keep it a closed environment. They would absolutely love to have people in there working on it, but they can't at the moment. It's a restriction with the Ray Unreal Works. So someone could take the game and make their entire own version of it, aka things like Gary's mod with Half-Life, but it's very hard to give people the ability to edit things at the moment. Welcome to Westbury, where you should drink the Big Apple. This looks pretty cool in the dark too. Let's go have a look. Relatively nicely lit street front with some shops and things over here. Movie theatre by the looks of it. Or was. Oh, look, there's a sale. Oh, better go in and have a look. Oh, it's closed. Damn it. That's what happens at 11 o'clock at night. No one's there. Should we go back to the train? Probably. Quiet. David asks, am I excited for the new Island line? Yes. I think they've done an awesome job. It's got a few little niggly things with it, but, you know, that's just life. But overall, I think it's a very enjoyable experience. Why am I getting yelled at? Off we go to Hicksville, which I think will be our last stop today in today's stream. Cyclone says, totally serious look at LIRR. The Port Washington branch is available. Oyster Bay can extend from East Williston. Long Beach is available, and Far Rockaway, West Hempstead. I've never really done anything with merging routes in TSC. I should have a play with that one day. I've always wanted to, I've just never really gotten around to it. And Cyclone also says Port Jefferson through Hempstead, Ronkonkoma, off to Greenport, Babylon and Montauk. And David Park asks, what do I play TSW on? I play it on a gaming PC. Because we have a PS4 and a PS5 in the house, but My adult kids own those. And bought their own. So I tend to keep off them. Wake up, people! We've got a slow down coming into Hicksville, so we'll have some track changes, no doubt. You probably could do it, Cyclone. It wouldn't be exactly right. But community content tends to get a lot more forgiveness than mainstream developer content around not exactly right, so I think you'd be okay. This is indeed Brooklyn Bowler. I'm expecting a track change here, so I've just come down to 30. Let's get rid of the HUD now, we don't need it anymore. David says he spends too much time watching live streams on TSW TSC than playing the game. Yeah, that can happen. I often watch other people's live streams while I'm playing a game, which can lead to really interesting results in your own gameplay, like running straight through stations and things because you're too busy watching someone else. Or, the other thing I find that's really amusing, if I'm watching someone driving a German train and I hear Siefer, 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 of course I start spamming the button. I suspect it's a slow clear because isn't there a yard on the other side of Hicksville? Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, it's because the line officially continues on. Yeah, the reason it's not a stop is because the line continues on past Hicksville, or would in real life. It's time to start slowing down. Because we're nearly there. Now, let me just grab my channel. And we have to do our route thing as well. Where's my horn? There it is. Drop the headlights out. Hello, SRRRB. Yes, we have a cat cam. I don't know if I'll keep the cat cam on my streams, but she's there for now. We're just coming into Hicksville, which will be the last run today, but we have to draw a key for the giveaway. Stop it. Oh, damn it. My focus wasn't right. I went off to my YouTube channel to find out what the next streams are as well. And how often do I stream? I stream every Sunday for me, which is often Saturday afternoon or Saturday night for Northern Hemisphere people. Most of my viewers are Northern Hemisphere people, bizarrely enough. Very few Aussies in my my viewing circles. Nearly there. We have to draw a key today, but I'll talk about the upcoming streams and then I'll draw the key. Because next week is a little bit special. Get the doors open. We can watch these people here. So, upcoming streams wise, we've got on the 19th for me at 7 PM, I'll be driving the 484 on the new Isle of Wight route. And just before that, about an hour before that, a tutorial and my review will go live. You do have 2 Canadians, excellent. And on the 24th of the 7th at 8:30, my normal streaming time will be the 484, and I'll do a Let's Play, so we'll go through lots of stuff and have lots of time to show it off. And then finally, and Eliza's going to want this one, or Elisha, I still don't know how to pronounce your name, sorry. We'll be doing Metra. That's if nothing new comes out and ruins that. You've gotten the fams home safely from the game. Fantastic. All right, which means we now need to come out here because there's a key giveaway. And I think if I go full screen, it'll get rid of the ads. So, in our giveaway, in our little giveaway here, we have got North York Centre, Michael, who's in the chat, Neil TV8, Eliza or Alicia or Elizzy. I'm just going to call you Liz from now on. You're going to be known as Liz, Chicago. David's from Marylander. And we've got, who did I miss? Anthony Pecoro. Okay, are we ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. I had to click that twice. Oh, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It's going to be North York Centre. Well, there you go. Congratulations, North York Centre. I will be in touch shortly with your key. Okay. That brings us to the... Actually, I just realised why I wasn't able to silence the alerter before, because in the chat on YouTube, it's got Q, 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 Q. That's okay. Anyway, congratulations, North York Centre, on getting a key. And that's it for this week. So next week on Tuesday, which will be Monday for you guys, I suppose, a few hours before the Isle of Wight comes out, I am streaming it. So this will be a first look. So it won't be a really long stream, but it'll be a couple of hours. And then on Sunday, we'll be playing a full-length one where we can have a look at anything that you want to have a look at all. And then the week after that, on the 31st for me, which is be the 30th for most of you, I guess, will be... Ooh, I think Liz is angry. Will be Metra, finally. And I'm either going to run a workshop scenario for Metra, or I will make my own. I haven't quite decided yet, so I've got to get onto that, obviously, and make a choice. Thanks very much for watching, folks, and congratulations again to North York Centre. And stay on the chat, Michael. Alrighty, so we shall see you next time. Thanks heaps for watching, folks. And to the 199 people who were watching, and for those of you who don't believe, there you go, 199 people watching on Catch Up Behind the Scenes. You should jump in live, and then you can take part in the chat. But anyway, that's okay. Have fun, folks. See you later. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.